to my channel. So today's video is going to be a funny story time video because I feel like this story time is just hilarious. And what even brought it up was I was talking to my husband yesterday about the first time that I ever encountered a snake, and then it just made me start thinking of like, oh my god, that was the same place that I tried to do this specific thing. And then I'm like, that would be a really funny YouTube story time video. So this video is going to be how I thought I was going to trap a grizzly bear with Dr. Pepper, Ritz crackers, and fishing wire. Girl, good night! Yes. So this was way back when I was living in Colorado. I was probably 7, 8 years old. One year we went and we did a camping trip for the whole week because my mom and my dad were on vacation and I was out of school. And I was watching I think it was Wild America. Who remembers that movie Wild America with Jonathan Taylor Thomas? Heartthrob back in the day. Devin Sawa. Heartthrob back in the day. And then it was one other guy. Don't really know who he was because he was not my heartthrob. And I think it was Wild America, and I was like so inspired by that movie. And I was like, I'm gonna catch me a grizzly bear. I don't know why I was thinking that, but my little 7 and 8 year old ass thought I was gonna catch me a grizzly bear. So we went up to Poudre Canyon, and I know, right? Poudre Canyon. Girl. So we went up there, and everything was fine. It was the night before we were getting ready to leave, and all of a sudden, poof! In my head, because I didn't remember the whole time we were there, I was like, I'm gonna catch me a grizzly bear. So what I did is I took me 2 little Dixie cups, filled one up with creek water, filled the other one up with Dr. Pepper, and I set them down by the creek. And then I did a little trail of Ritz peanut butter crackers leading up to the campsite. So then I had fishing wire. Here we go. 8-year-old thinking, 7, 8-year-old thinking. I took fishing wire and I asked my dad if he could tie it to this branch that was kind of hanging over this walk path to the creek. And he's sure, because he didn't know what I was doing. He just probably thought I was being a kid. I was being absurd. So he's just like, whatever, hush my child up. Let's tie this string up here. Well, then we're sitting there at the campfire and we're getting ready to go to bed. We're eating, we're doing our s'mores, we're roasting marshmallows, and then we get ready to go to bed, and the first thing that I say in the tent, which I should have kept my little 7 and 8-year-old mouth shut, and I said, I hope that I catch a grizzly bear. And my mom goes, what? That's her first impression to me. Bitch, what? And I go, yeah, I set a trap out there. And she goes, what kind of trap are you talking about? I said I put some water and some Dr. Pepper and some Ritz cracker leading up to the campsite. And she goes, you did what? And I go, yes, I'm trying to catch me a grizzly bear. So then my mom's sitting there going, oh my god, what have you gotten yourself into? Because with my mom being an adult and my dad being an adult, they already knew right then and there I fucked up. Because I'm bringing a meat eater thing into this campsite that could harm other people. So then my mom goes out and she goes, where'd you set this trap? And I said, over by the creek. She goes over there, she starts kicking everything. Hopefully not to attract the bear, because in this campsite, if you had any food, you had to dispose of it in like a bear safety thing to prevent bears from coming. But Rebel Queen here wanted to trap and capture a grizzly bear. So you guys, everybody went to sleep and I was knocked the hell out. When I was younger, I could sleep through a hurricane. Now, if a mouse farts, I'm awake. And, so I'm dead asleep. My dad's deaf. He can't hear anything. The only person who can hear anything is my mom. So then my mom, I guess, starts hearing this bear coming, snorting, growling, and all this stuff. And the first thing my mom's saying is, oh my God, I hope he doesn't try to get into the tent because there's people in this campsite. It wasn't just us. It was multiple people in this campsite. We could get harmed because my little ass thought I was going to catch a grizzly bear by fishing wire. Yeah. So he ends up coming into the campsite. And luckily, he doesn't harm anybody. The only thing he did was he drank my Dr. Pepper and he ate all my Ritz crackers, but I never caught him. And then he started tearing into the trash cans because he could smell some things. He got into our fire pit and it was a disaster. And then the even more funnier part to this moral of the story is my dad was supposed to be the person to save me if anything was to happen. Like, what were you thinking, Father? All of a sudden, as this bear is out there, my mom doesn't say nothing to me, doesn't say, oh, she whispers to my dad, there's a bear outside. There's a bear outside. My ass had to pee while that bear was walking around the campsite like nothing was going on, and he's just doing his thing because that's his land, not ours. So my dad, so nobody says nothing to me about this bear, so I'm just like, I ain't got no damn clue what's going on. I had to pee, that's all I cared about. So I go out there and I'm trying to figure out why my dad wasn't out there, like, kind of like watching to make sure like a weirdo wasn't out there, a wild animal obviously wasn't out there. And I noticed he pushed me out and he stays in the tent. I'm like, bitch, good night. Thinking about it now. But at that point, I didn't know anything. I just went out. I was peeing outside with a grizzly bear. Bitch, what? What if he would have came by and tore my head off while I was peeing? So, the thing that was extremely funny is my dad and my mom are in the tent and you send your little 7- and 8-year-old daughter out into the little wilderness to pee on her own with a grizzly bear out there. What were you thinking? So, I mean, obviously nothing happened. I come back in the tent. I go right back to sleep. I pass out. I don't even know what's going on. And then when I wake up in the morning, the first thing my mom says is, well, your bear showed up. And I said, where? And she goes, he was walking around the tent. And I'm like, then all of a sudden I'm like, but I peed last night. And she's like, yeah. And your dad was being a pussy, sent you out there all by yourself. He's standing behind the thing with a knife. So then we got up. We were packing up because we were getting ready to leave. And sure enough, you guys, that bear was there. And actually was there with a cub. Because when we were leaving and walking the trail to get out of the campsite, we saw big ass bear prints in the mud, and I'm like, oh God, we could have died last night because my little ass was inspired by Wild America trying to catch a grizzly bear. Girl, stop it. So yeah, you guys, I thought that was a fun little video, and it just made me think of it because I was talking to my husband how I first encountered a snake. That's why I'm terrified of snakes. Girl, no. And I'm like, damn, I should share that with you guys because I thought that would be quite hilarious because here we go, being a rebel. Me thinking that I'm going to catch a grizzly bear, and in reality, all I did was put other people in harm. Like, he could have attacked our tents. God only knows what could have happened, but thankfully, I'm assuming he wasn't hungry, so that was a good thing. So nobody got hurt and anything. The only thing is he got into our fire pit, scuffed a couple things around, probably because he could smell food, and then plus my little Ritz crackers that helped the situation. So yeah, you guys, that was my story time. Rebel Queen thought she was going to trap a grizzly bear and epically failed. So yeah, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big huge thumbs up, and as always, I upload every 3 days due to working purposes, and I'll see you soon in my next video. You're beautiful. Stay true to yourself. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. Don't change for nobody. Be yourself, period. And I'll see you guys soon. See you guys.